Hi there, listener. You're about to experience TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games, and there will be plenty of game talk, but also copious amounts of crude, off-color, offensive, and immature speech. So if you are of a rather sensitive humor constitution, we're just letting you know what you're in for with this show. It has games. It has jokes. You know, just games and jokes. Take the games, take the jokes, and have a good time.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to another TADPOG podcast, a show that happens twice a week where 2 to 3 old guys talk about old games or other shit Monday. It's interesting things. Because today...
Or uninteresting things.
Or just horribly uninteresting.
Really boring.
Just got to fill time on an episode.
Yeah, got to bang one out.
Because we're actually, we're pulling double duty today.
Yeah.
So we actually, Dave, you're going out of town next weekend.
I am.
So
I'm gonna be in St. Louis. So if anyone knows any high quality strippers they can recommend in that area, let me know. I'll pay them a visit and I'll report back.
Leave them a good review on Yelp if they're good.
Yeah. I mean, Nikki's gonna be visiting family, so I can do whatever I want.
So we decided, since we had former #1 superfan trying to regain some sort of status, Oathbreaker, Blake
I'm back.
Woods. They're like, we already have him here. We'll do double duty and do the Blake Woods interview special.
We had such a good response from Super Mario Brothers 3. Yeah. I mean, I'm predicting that we wanted to have you back.
No, I mean, it was probably the best episode you guys have ever done.
You think so?
No, actually, I think Hotline Miami and Rogue Legacy are the best episodes you've ever done.
Hey, check that out.
Because he had to come back immediately and play Rogue Legacy when he got back from Lexington. So,
Oh yeah, I'm glad you did.
And I'm fucking terrible. It was fun, though.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's if you like interview specials. This is an interview special. Whether or not you like Blake Woods, we don't know.
This is already better than Miller's interview episode because I'm checking the audio right now. Looks a lot better.
Yeah. I skipped that episode.
Good. It was awful. Miller had nothing interesting to say. I already made that joke, but whatever. I'm going to make it again.
Yeah, see, here's the thing about jokes is that a lot of them have...
Here, talk into this. Talk into that.
Here's the thing about jokes.
Okay. Better.
Yeah, it probably is. Here's the thing about jokes is that the best ones have a nugget of truth in them. So what do you want to say about that?
Some nuggets are bigger than others.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, I'm your bearded host, Tyler, and I haven't thought thoroughly about this segment because we just turned right back around and kept recording.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any musical talent? Anything like that?
No. It's like I didn't grow up with any sort of like music, so I tried playing the guitar, bombed out of that, and I don't know anything about music. I don't have really any appreciation for music. Music on its own merits. I don't.
See, and yet you have more music downloaded than anyone I know.
Yeah.
Like how many terabytes of just music?
I don't think I have one. I don't think I have a terabyte of music. I have
Quite.
I bet I have 600 gigs.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's more music than most people.
But it's all for D&D.
Exactly. So your knowledge of obscure music is better than probably 99% of the world.
And you can translate that. A lot of old video game music, that is fine. But I think about that as video games. Like music with instruments and vocals and things like that. Like what obscure music I have, most of it comes from Jacob York, who will help me put together playlists.
Of wolf fighting fame?
Of wolf fighting fame.
All right, nice.
And formerly adversarial fame, but I think we probably have a new TADPOG adversary. Well, Jacob is our adversary, and Blake is the audience's adversary.
Blake's everyone's adversary, though, right?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Could you speak to that, Blake?
Oh, I mean, not on purpose. If some of the callers and whatnot would step up their game, then I wouldn't. then we'd have no beef.
I'm Dave, your respectful host. I'm just going to go ahead and change that subject. I'm very protective of our audience, Blake.
No, that's fair.
I'm very protective.
That's fair.
I know that you're part of it.
Yeah.
You're part of our audience.
Sometimes.
You know, like one day out of the year, you listen to a whole bunch. But, you know, I have a confession to make. I've actually been holding this in for a very long time, since we started TADPOG. I'm actually not 100% sure I want to share
Wow, dropping bombs.
I play the saxophone. You think I'd feel better saying it, but like as it came out of my mouth, I actually feel a little worse.
Yeah.
I actually feel a little. Even when Megalixer came,
Didn't mention it.
not a bit.
It's true. You didn't mention
Not
it.
a bit.
I think they might know now.
Now they know. Now they're laughing maniacally. I'm sure Joe is probably saying, "I knew there was something wrong with that guy."
Yeah, him and Kenny G just give off
See,
this
that's the
weird
thing. That's the
vibe.
thing. Kenny G went and fucked everything up because
Well, you just love Bill Clinton so much. You're like, I love that man.
Well, that's why I've got that cat named Socks. Kenny G fucked it up for everyone, I think, because like the saxophone was a strong lead instrument,
Sure.
in the '80s, and yeah, it was around in the '90s, right? But Kenny G went and fucked everything up, and now you got epic sax guy. I mean, the saxophone's—it's not going to come back in style until I'm dead.
When's the last time you had that wonderful piece of wood in your mouth?
The saxophone reed,
The reed,
or,
yeah. Yeah, the reed of the saxophone.
or down at the club, because that was pretty recent.
or to pay the electric bill.
Yeah, so when's the last time you played the saxophone?
It's probably been a year.
Our song today is brought to you by Dave Moore.
I should record a shitty ass song.
You tried to play moves on the saxophone.
Please don't, because you both know me. Tyler, you're laughing because you probably know I would dedicate like
So good.
You would
200 hours.
I wouldn't see you for a month because you'd be practicing the saxophone to try and make it good.
And it wouldn't be.
Because it's not supposed to be good. So
So that's my confession.
What was the answer? How long ago had it been?
A year.
A year. Okay.
Yeah, I pick it up every now and then. I actually sold. This is a better story. I actually sold in college. I sold my tenor sax. I had a Selmer that was really nice.
I remember you called me for this ethical debate with you having with yourself.
I sold it to buy D&D books.
What edition?
3.5.
Okay, then-
Hey, guess where all those books are now? I don't know either. I don't know either.
Scattered to the four winds.
Tyler's got a couple of them, but other than that, bye saxophone. Wow, regret that decision.
Yeah.
So years later in Lexington, I picked up a Selmer alto sax that I pick up every now and then. And
Is the
then
alto sax just the sax I think about in my head, or
it has like the straight neck,
Okay,
right?
uh-huh.
And then the tenor has like a curved neck.
gotcha? The tenor is what I think of.
Tenor's a lower register.
Gotcha.
I prefer it, but they're more expensive, and there wasn't one on Craigslist when I happened to look. So
Okay.
I'm not sure about anything that you're talking about.
no one is.
Yeah, you know nothing about music, so
No one is. Fellow saxophone players, maybe. So that's my instrument that I'll play in Come Blind Fuck Slave. I'll play the fuck sax. I'll play the rough sax.
Oh,
that was good.
I know my dad was a bass in his gospel quartet. That's about it.
Oh, with that mustache, he'd have to be.
Will he sing for us?
No.
No.
Well, we could record him if we catch him in his garage, because he's always in his garage
Where he
singing gospel
moonwalks.
songs. Where he'll moonwalk and sing gospel.
Singing
eat
about
pimento
pimento cheese sandwiches.
Because the first, whenever I brought, because we came up, I brought Blake with me to your house, Dave, for your bachelor party.
Yes.
Because I was like, I got this guy. Can I bring him with me? And you're like, okay, sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's still gonna be titties, right?
Yep.
Yeah, bring him. I don't give a shit. He's paying for his own. He's paid his own way, right? Yep. Okay, good.
And then, let's see, because you came with me that time and met all my friends from Kentucky. We had a good time at that strip
I
club.
just realized I probably should have said that.
That's fine.
Sorry, kids listening.
You weren't ordained. Well, you didn't get a lap dance. How's that?
No.
Did not. Wanted to. Oh, you wanted to.
I did. I got plenty. I got plenty for you.
I got one. Yeah, I got one good one. And I was like, come on. I was devil's advocate. Come on, Blake.
That's where we met Super Stripper.
And hooker stripper.
Uncomfortable yet, Blake? You're turning red.
I know.
But you sat there. You were like, nope, not gonna get one. Come on, Blake. Nope.
No.
You were strong. I remember your wife called you in the middle. I remember that.
The beginning, the middle, and the end. So
Yeah, that's true.
That's awkward. That's real awkward.
it's your interview special, boy.
On a scale of 1 to 10, Where would you say your like livelihood is right now?
Teetering on a brink. No, it was a long time ago.
It was.
And I think that was the last time.
6 years ago?
It was, yeah.
You
more
better
than that.
you better be damn well sure it was your last time.
No, it was. Those days have passed. Unfortunately, that ship has sailed. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then we came back again, and I brought our friends.
Man, you're just gonna throw more people under the bus, aren't you?
No, James Wiley.
I was trying to think of that. I know Wiley has a Maester Wiley, and James does not have a title yet because he's only called in once, and I don't think he listens to the show.
Right.
Let's say his title can be Joanne's husband.
Joanne's husband. Yeah, because she always likes that, but she's on top of it. So Joanne's husband, James.
Yes.
That's good.
That was for cabin weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So then we all hung out at cabin weekend, and then because
Homo Meth Cabin.
Homo Meth Cabin is our listeners have become to learn it.
Yep. Yeah. I think. I mean, I don't. How many times do you think we've? How many times have we? Individual days have we spent together, Dave?
Individual days?
Yeah.
You and I? Less than 10.
Yeah, less than, which is wild.
Less than 10.
Yeah.
For how comfortable and how good of a rapport you have with each other.
No, I'd say Dave is probably the best friend I have that I've met less than 12 times.
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
And I didn't even like you the first time I met you.
I have that effect.
Yeah,
on
I
people.
I didn't at all. But then again, I also didn't like Tyler the first time I met him. So
true.
I just generally don't like people.
Yeah, maybe you that's just not a gift you have. Are there people that you? Well, of course, there's people you didn't like from the beginning and then continued to not like forever. Probably a lot of them.
I don't know if I'd
Jacob.
say a lot. Yeah, Jacob. Oh, that guy.
Because we sat down, we're like, "Well, you watching? We're watching a Holocaust special." That's propaganda. And then that was it for you and Jacob.
What is that? I don't remember that.
No, yeah.
I don't remember that.
That
No.
totally happened.
What?
That didn't happen.
My story. It's really hard to think of one. I'm same problem as Tyler, back to back. One thing that sets me apart from probably the most people is that I am a New York Times best-selling writer, actually.
Say what now?
Yeah, that's actually true.
Contributor.
Okay, sure. So I play a lot
Spoken
of
like an oath breaker.
I play a lot of fantasy sports. It's one of my many hobbies, and it just so happened that a random post by one of the top fantasy guys at ESPN on his Facebook page put out a call for like a funny fantasy baseball name or something, Matthew Berry. And so I threw my name out there for my baseball team, which is In the Big Inning. Priest, that's funny, huh? In the
In the beginning.
big inning. And he thought it was
get
funny, and so I told him about the fantasy football league that I run, which is all priests.
You
And-
run a league?
Yeah, I run several leagues.
Shit, dude.
Baseball, football, and basketball.
God, sports.
I know.
Man, with
I
the
know.
sports balls.
And so he asked me about the league I ran and stuff like that. He happened to be writing a book at the time. And so I sent in, told him about it, and made it into the book. Got a chapter titled after the quote that I put in there, and then like 2 pages is direct excerpts from the email. And so I've written about 2 pages of a New York Times best-selling book.
What's the title of the book?
I love funny. That's funny.
It looked like I just punched you in the balls.
Oh damn!
You're so excited that you were part of it, and you know the
I
name.
remember the name. It happened the past year too.
I was asking
The fantasy life. The fantasy life.
To plug in for the show notes.
I know.
Yeah, the fantasy life. So yeah, 2 pages of New York Times best-selling book were written by me,
Who's the actual author?
Matthew Berry.
Matthew Berry.
We'll tweet at him to listen to this episode.
Oh jeez, he might. I don't know. He was one of the writers for Crocodile Dundee 2 as well.
No shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm more impressed about that than I am about this fantasy sports ball thing.
He's probably. He runs the ESPN fantasy section. He's one of the kind of the fathers of fantasy sports and stuff. So he's a pretty big deal.
Can you get me out of work tomorrow?
I think God has already taken care of that by just raining down icy hell on
it is
Kentucky.
horrible outside.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Blake's like super truck, we would be living here.
Yeah, it's
I
pretty
have
bad.
to.
Oh, thank God we don't though.
It's rough, man.
Considerably nicer than your last apartment.
Yeah, it is. And we got, plenty of things you can be in.
So many things to pee in.
Yeah,
An internet connection.
Yeah, no, so many awesome things. So yeah, that's my story.
As our listeners know, then we just break down, take a it doesn't have to be necessarily a popular guest, but just a guest host who's done at least more than one episode.
Yeah,
You've done more than one episode.
yeah, no, I have.
Now you have, as of
An hour ago,
Technically.
squeaked in under the wire there.
So Blake, are you a gamer?
Yeah, I think so. Next question.
I know you're a gamer from
What?
something you just recently said.
Say it.
Because we're wearing headphones right now.
Yeah.
Some high-tech studio monitor shit. And you mentioned something to me that it's like a dead giveaway that you're a gamer.
Yeah, but and the worst kind of gamer, really. So yeah, we're wearing these headsets, and I keep like worrying about touching my face because I think my mic's going to be in the way. So yeah, I've played Halo 2 is really a game that I got into real hard, and so I'm just used to having that mic in my face whenever I have headphones on.
Have you listened to the Josh Nance interview special?
I have, yeah.
Okay, so according to Josh Nance,
Right.
you are probably not a gamer. But what to you?
I might be a gamer according to Josh Nance because I like all of those bro games, like Halo 2 and 3. Like I played the shit out of
Call of Duty and that.
Well, see, Josh says
less.
you're not a real gamer if you're
If
you're
you
that
do
kind of
those?
gamer, yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Because he
okay.
thinks those are bullshit non-games.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
But so what do you defines what a gamer is?
Yeah, see, for me, gamer's more about culture than it is about what games you kind of play.
Yeah.
So if you're into gaming culture, like I keep up with the latest stuff. I'm always into what cons are going on. I always want to know the latest technology. I always own the newest console. I always have a game that I'm currently obsessed in and dump all my free time into. And I really like, one of the things about my personality is I have an addictive personality. Like I find my
Yep.
game and I dump my life into it, all my free time. And so, and there's almost always a game that I have that I'm into at the moment, and obsessively so. It's a part of my identity. So I think a gamer is someone who's more into the culture of it than necessarily plays a particular type of game.
Because one of your obsessions that I'll always remember, it branched out. It took over like the seminary class for a little while. Was your obsession with Starfleet Imperium? No,
Starfleet Commander.
Starfleet Commander. Thank
Yeah.
you. The Facebook game.
Yeah.
And it was because you were just like, you were the fucking man at that game and put a lot of real money into it.
Yeah, me and Josh Edwards. I think there was someone else. C-Rob. Yeah, so it was this Facebook game that was PvP based. And you kind of built up a planet and a fleet, and then you rammed those fleets into each other and tried to take over people's planets and deplete them of resources. But here's the thing is that like it was 24 hours a day. And so if your fleet happened to be docked at your planet, it could be wiped out completely and you'd have to start over again. And so every so many hours, you'd have to send your fleet out on missions just so they weren't docked at your planet. So you'd have to wake up at 3 a.m. to send your fleet out so that it wouldn't get caught at your planet. And it had to be all the time.
So it's like Farmville hard mode.
Yeah. Yes. So
Hardville.
If I didn't ever play any of the other Farmvilles after the first one or whatever, but if people could come and salt the earth of your farm, that would have been what this game was like.
I would have played that just to like pillage farms.
There was
When I woke up to nothing, that's when I quit.
Oh, you played this game, Tyler?
Yep.
Yeah, so you spend your life farming other people's planets, and then one day you wake up and there's nothing but debris around.
Yep.
Did you ever spend any real money?
Not in that game.
Well, you were given free money, right?
Oh yeah, for a Christmas gift, a Dirty Santa, someone Wiley Ammons, Meister Wiley, put in a $20 gift card, and I know that was the one I wanted.
Yep. And he accidentally spent $40 on it.
Oh yeah, it was a $20 limit.
Oh,
He
so the answer is yes.
So I got double. No, Wiley accidentally doubled the amount that he
I see.
intended to.
Yeah.
But
So you took advantage of them.
yeah, and yeah.
Because remember when he put it in, he was like, "Oh shit, I gave you 40. Is that? Yeah, that's okay. That's fine. Oh well, Merry Christmas."
Yeah, it was awesome, but that game really ate into my addictive personality because it was something that I could obsess over to the nth degree. And
I have to stay away from shit like that. for that very reason.
Here's the problem, and this is one of the things I want to talk about, is like free-to-play games are the worst at that. Because once you start obsessing over it, oh, what's $5? What's $10? And so you start paying to win. And it's messed up. And I've never spent a lot of money, but I've done it a couple times where I'm like, okay, I've played this free-to-play game for a couple months. I can invest some money, and it's never worth it. And I always get bored of the game right after I do it.
There was a free-to-play WoW clone that you were into for like the first year at seminary.
Yeah, and there's been a couple of games like that. I play a lot of games on my phone as well. And I recently started playing Puzzle Quest, Marvel Puzzle Quest on the phone, and it's a free-to-play game. And so played it for a long time, decided I'd finally invest some money into it so I could kind of get an edge up. And then the thing about free-to-play games is that you don't own anything on the game. You merely have the right to play whatever they're going to give you. And so I spent $50. They immediately nerfed the characters that I'd invested in.
God.
And they're just like your SOL. And I hate the free-to-play game, except it is uniquely geared to fuck people like me. I hate it. It's ruining games for me.
It's interesting. Like Nikki and I kind of play the new Final Fantasy MMO, A Realm Reborn, and it's night and day because I also played a bunch of free-to-play stuff, and it's just crazy like how good a game can be when they actually like spend money and count on income to continue to improve the game.
Well, and that's the other thing is they don't depend on the game being good. They depend on it being addictive.
Right.
And they depend on people willing to go to no end to be the best. And it really doesn't, the game doesn't have to be good at all. It merely has to trigger that part in your brain that can't say no. And so I'm playing a free-to-play game right now. It's called Wartune. It's a Flash-based game, and I play on a server that probably has a few hundred people. It's like a turn-based RPG. And there's a couple people on that server that have spent thousands of dollars merely to upgrade one piece of equipment. And they're the best, but God, like I don't know how you do it.
We can start selling titles. We can start selling TADPOG titles. I want to get in on this action somehow.
Well, I mean, you can buy a title, right?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, it's happened, right? You got a couple of brand new mics.
That's true. Yeah, he was the most anybody who was given to the quality of the show, not just like lined our pockets. Who really contribute to the show. Have been
Meister Wiley, if you want to give us $40,
yeah,
Grandmaster Wiley.
There we go.
So you can buy. I mean, and that's kind of how it is. And so I'm currently fighting a war of not giving to those games, and because I do, I'm a gamer.
And then I know because you like games that are deep and you can obsess over, and you're also extremely competitive.
Yeah, if there's not a forum for a game, not really interested in it. Like I need to know. Like I have to have special knowledge in order to gain an advantage on somebody. I really like deep games. So yeah.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a priest. And specifically, I'm a chaplain out of college, University of Oklahoma. And so I spend my days hanging out with college kids, which is perfect for the things that I like to do. I spend my days talking a lot of comic books and a lot of video games. It's good.
Do they need a graphic designer?
They might. You never know. I'll send them your way.
What's the mascot?
So we're the Sooners, but our mascot is the Schooner, which is the covered wagon.
Never mind. I don't want to work there anymore. I see like a whole bunch of like Oregon Trail style vector graphics in my future. I don't think I'm gonna. I don't want to do that.
So I'm a chaplain. Been a chaplain for about 6 months now.
Do you have any siblings?
I do. I have a brother and a sister. I have a brother who's 2 years younger and a sister who's 10 years younger.
So your brother who's close in age to you, did you play any games with him?
Yeah. We played a lot of games together. Not always well. Me and my brother fought a lot when we were young.
Over games or just in general?
Pretty much everything. And he was violent and crazy as shit when he was little. Like he once stabbed me with a screwdriver in the shin, like to the bone.
Holy shit. Over what?
knows? Like, there's no way. There's no possible way to know. One time we got in a fight in the car that kind of lasted until we got out of the car. And so he was hysterical, ran off crying. And I was crying too. I was probably 9 years old, and got out and sat on the ground right by the car. And a fist-sized rock flew out of nowhere and busted me in the hand. It was freaking crazy. And then we never had bathroom doors without holes in them because my brother. We would fight, and so we'd get to this stalemate where I would have him in some kind of headlock or something, where I'd say, "I'll let you go if you'll stop. I'll let you go if you stop." And he's like, non-English, garble, garble, garble. And so we get to a point where I'd shove him off and go lock myself in the bathroom, and he'd run and punch a hole in the door.
All right.
So yeah, we fought over everything, and video games weren't too different. Although we did develop this relationship where he'd be the one who would play the game, and I'd be the one who'd direct the game. So the original Diablo, we actually played on the PlayStation 1.
Wow. How was that experience?
It's fun.
Yeah?
It got me hooked. I've loved that series ever since. And then 3 I enjoyed, but not as much as I'd hoped. I think because that time is over for me. But yeah.
It wasn't that great of a game, but still.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Well, I have something to say about that in a minute. So yeah, so I would say, hey, do this, try this. He would execute it, and then we'd go on to the next stage. Final Fantasy VII was the same way. We also played that on PlayStation 1. And so yeah, we developed this kind of rapport where he would be the executor and I'd be the director. And he was a lot better at doing games, and I was a lot better at figuring out how to do games. So
it's a good relationship.
No, it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
So then Diablo, that was the first game that really hooked you into video games.
Yeah, probably. I played a lot of Diablo 1 and Final Fantasy VII. I remember playing Final Fantasy VII on the PlayStation over and over and over and over and over again. And they had those stupid, removable memory cards.
Oh, yeah.
Except they would become corrupted after so many fucking saves. And so I've played 3/4 of that game like 4 times. And then the stupid card would be corrupted and you just lose everything.
Was your card a Mad Catz card?
Probably.
Mine was.
I've never bought
it was one of the multi
from Mad
ones.
Catz that wasn't shit.
Exactly, right? Mad Catz, if you want to be a sponsor.
Fuck you. You're not welcome.
No. I'm willing to lie for you. Okay. I'm willing to tell everyone your products are great.
Yeah, it's a lie though.
But it is a lie.
For 100 PlayStation 1 memory cards.
Well, you can give them a title. Not shitty Mad Catz. That'll be their title.
I hate those. So yeah, Diablo, the hack and slash collect loot, just the constant upgrade. Oh God. Diablo 2 stole my life. It stole my freshman year of college.
What was your main class?
Barbarian, Whirlwind Barbarian, Lance. Just so much fun, so much, and an Amazon. My main was an Amazon, but I liked my Barbarian. But a Boazon was super fun too. And I think I've been chasing that high from that game ever since that game. And I found it again in World of Warcraft, and then I've been trying to find an MMO to pique my interest like that one has for years now. And I always do the newest game. I did Age of Conan. I mean, I've done dozens since.
As like a working professional, it's probably a good thing you haven't found another WoW.
Yeah, no.
Like I can relate to you as far as like the addictive personality goes.
Yeah.
Because I'm the same way. I can lose myself in a game and pour countless number of hours into it.
My wife, Laura Beth, we were dating then. And so I graduated college, and a friend of mine had been playing WoW. And he's like, hey, you should try it out. Yeah. Hey, here's some crack.
Yeah.
So I had just graduated, didn't know what I was going to do next, was sticking around Norman until my wife graduated, and I'd just gotten a bunch of money that I didn't spend on college that my grandparents had saved up, and so they just gave me a check for $6,000, and so I just lived off that for 6 months and did nothing but play WoW.
I wish I could live off of $6,000 for 6 months now. Right? Yeah. I mean, it's different times.
So I lived in this 10 by 10 room.
I would do it
with no windows, 3 doors. And had a big screen TV that I bought from Best Buy right before I quit. And then I had a wireless keyboard that I Velcroed to the wall behind my bed and a wireless mouse. And so I would wake up, grab the mouse and the keyboard off the wall behind me.
Like a holster.
Log in, play until, it was probably 3 or 4 in the afternoon about that point. And then I'd play till...
When you'd wake up?
Yeah. And then I'd play all night long for 6 months. And she was almost like, this is it.
Because she would bring you double cheeseburgers and shit, and you gained 30 pounds during that season.
Yeah. So I gained a lot of weight during that time.
Be honest with me.
Okay.
That was the best time of your life.
Oh God, I wish I could. I wish I could find a game like that again. Like, I'm serious. Like you mentioned, you've been chasing the dragon of coffee.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing. Like drugs, alcohol, games, like they all peak that pleasure center, and it like the first hit will never be accomplished again.
Yeah.
And it is the exact same thing.
Oh, yeah.
And like that's how I know like I have an addictive personality. I've never found that high. I've never done drugs, but alcohol has never done that for me. Nothing has like video games have. And I will get stuck playing the shittiest games for
You've
the
gotten into
longest
D&D.
time. I did it with D&D. Oh God. Yeah, but I would say that first campaign
So I had
we
to
did,
try and be tricksy with it because you were resistant to play.
Yeah.
But I knew you loved fantasy novels. Like
Oh, God.
you've given me more insight into good fantasy novels than I ever had before. Before it was just strictly R.A. Salvatore was all I'd read fantasy wise.
Shitty fantasy.
Then, yeah, shitty fantasy. Well, I mean, he can write a good battle scene, but
the best battle scenes.
other than like, there's much better fantasy books out
Very
there.
little depth, but
Yeah. So you showed me the whole new world when it came to like fantasy books. So
Right. And so-
I always owe you that. But
Yeah.
then I trying to appeal D&D to you. I was like, yeah, it's like a Drizzt Erden book that you can play.
yeah.
You can shape the story.
And nothing will be like that first campaign.
Yeah.
Like nothing will ever reach that for me, I don't think.
Because I did my best to try and make that first game like as big and epic as I possibly could.
And it was good. I loved it. I mean, I still enjoy tabletop games a lot.
Because you like competitive board games too.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, but I still feel like that first hit's the best, and I'm always chasing it afterwards, and it makes me really sad to kind of realize that I'm never going to find a game like Diablo 2, like Halo 2, and like Warcraft.
I hear you. And it makes me sad that I know that there probably won't be a time in my life where I can live the dream like you did.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which
That
is
time
something
has
that sounds disgusting to my wife. Like, she's like, how, like, why?
Well, she'll never find other Gilmore Girls. Same thing for her.
That's probably true. So yeah, the days of the Warcraft crack den are gone, and they'll never be back, and it makes me sad.
Maybe when you retire, they'll have something really good. Then you can just do that until you die. So
I don't know.
It
Maybe.
sounds pretty sweet, doesn't it? Like no joke. Like if I didn't have to work, that'd
like,
be great.
Like pulse is racing a little bit right now thinking about it.
Yeah,
Like,
your pupils are dilated.
and it's sick. It's a sickness, but God, I want so much.
So you mentioned your wife, Laura Beth.
Yeah,
Do you have any children?
I do. I have a son, Owen, who's about 2.5, and is literally the best thing ever. Yeah,
Better than Warcraft.
Oh, fucking.
Fucking almost.
No, being a dad is what I was made to do, and I'm very satisfied doing it.
Do you Velcro him to your wall?
Every morning you get him off. Hey, son.
Time to go to school.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So his name's Owen, and is awesome. Yeah.
So do you play any games with him now? Or do you plan on like introducing him to any games? Like, is there anything you want him, like, I can't wait till he's old enough to play this? Or
Even more than video games, I want him to get into fantasy novels. I have just a bang load of fantasy novels I can't wait for him to get into. And I mean, sure, video games as well, but I think I'm actually more interested in him getting into that fantasy. That genre has defined my life for a long time, and has really kind of shaped a lot of who I was, no matter how hard I fought it. And so, yeah, that's probably, I'm probably more excited about him getting that. As far as games go, I mean, I have no idea what games are going to be like when he's a little bit older, you know?
Sexy.
Yeah, but games have changed so much since our childhood. Just listening to you guys do this podcast and go over all these SNES games and compare them to the games I play now, it's just so wildly different. And me and Tyler were talking about how games have changed and like how the artistry of games is so much deeper now than it used to be.
Oh, yeah.
Like a game like Hotline Miami could have been done on the Nintendo, and yet there's something super deep there that I never experienced on the Nintendo. So
I talk about the theories behind like the biker, and then once you die, like I feel like you never got like that depth with like the programmers of Rygar or what they wanted to do,
which was the allure I think of early RPGs. Was that you kind of got a taste of that, where it's like you could write head fiction essentially and fill in the blanks of what's going on in the story and all that.
Well, and I think that's why you like games like Chrono Trigger, ding, and Earthbound, ding, because those
Count it.
those were ahead of their time as far as legitimizing a genre and propelling it forward as far as a mode of art, as opposed to just mechanical gameplay. Which I feel like a lot of the SNES games that you guys review, you have more to say about the gameplay than you do the kind of the mythos behind the game.
Because there's not much there.
Right. But there's a few games that transcend that, and they've built games into what they are now. So
that's another part of why Earthbound appeals to me so much. Was
Ding.
The creator of Earthbound
Ding.
has it means a lot to him, and a lot of like his personal experience is what manifested into making that game what it is today. So I mean, I'm gonna save all that for Earthbound. Like,
Ding.
it's gonna be hard when I actually get to that episode.
Oh, it's gonna be hard.
Yeah, so I can't wait till he develops just a little bit more. I mean, he's 2.5. He knows his letters, but he can't really move his fingers in a particular way. And so, no, someone to play video games with will change my life. Yeah, because my wife is not into them. She's played some Carcassonne on the Xbox 360. I got into that, but that was about the extent of my game playing.
Is she a trader or does she hoard? And does she play Settlers of Catan, by the way?
Oh, on the Xbox.
Yeah.
Not a big even like board gamer.
Yeah.
Except for fucking Monopoly, which is a travesty of a game.
Sorry, Nicole.
Does Nicole like that game?
Yeah.
Oh god.
She is a banker after all.
I know, but that is
So
just the
luck-based.
destroyer of friendships, and like I've never met anyone who's had fun. Like 4 people start playing that game, one person has fun, and it's because they just destroy everybody else.
I was attacked by an ex-girlfriend because I was winning Monopoly.
Yeah, it's not.
So
It's weird. So yeah, I'm excited for him to get to that point, but he's not there yet. He will be.
So you brought up books, like
Yeah.
So let's talk fantasy then for a second.
Oh,
like
let's.
what are some of the like your favorite books? What are some of the defining books that
Yeah.
define fantasy to you?
I started reading fantasy when I was my aunt gave me the Lord of the Rings series when I was in 6th grade, 7th grade. And that was the first fantasy book I ever read. And then I read nothing else until my early 20s, like exclusively fantasy. And so those first authors kind of shaped what I really love. And so Lord of the Rings was good. I've read it 3 or 4 times and have really loved it. The Elf Song, the Shannara trilogy by, it's going to be Terry Brooks, was really good. I haven't reread those, but I kind of just don't want to. I don't know why. And then there's a couple other series that I loved young, but my tastes have really changed. I'd say my favorite series now are very different. I started reading the Wheel of Time series by Robert Jordan, God rest his soul, when I was probably in the 9th grade or so. And that has been a lifelong obsession of mine. And so like I started reading when like the 6th book was out maybe or something like that. And so every time a new book would come out, I'd reread the whole series.
Wow. That's a shitload of books to read.
It is an unreal amount of books to read. And so I've read those books. Let's see. I read them all through once, read them all again when the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th book came out. So I probably read the whole series 5 or 6 times.
And you're doing it again now because you haven't finished the final book yet.
I have not finished the final book, and there is like this mental block. I've been reading these books for almost 2 decades.
Do you not want it to end?
I think that's what it is.
Are you a moderator on the Wheel of Time wiki? Or
No, I'm not that crazy. Those people are unreal into it. But the final. I mean, I cried the day Robert Jordan died. And was real. I knew that shit was going to happen too. I knew he was going to fucking die before he finished the series. And so, and had just started reading Brandon Sanderson before they announced who it was. And so had read the first Mistborn book.
So Brandon Sanderson took over
For Robert Jordan and did a fantastic job. Really reinvigorated the series. But and so I've reread them all. And so when that last book came out, like I wanted to do it. I wanted to make it perfect. I could not read that last book after having waited so long for it to come out. And so I wanted to reread the whole series in its entirety before I did it. And finally I broke down. There's some really crazy people out there who have written chapter summaries, like page-long chapter summaries for each chapter of every book. And so I'm rereading those to get to the final one just so I can close that chapter of my life. But oh God, I love those books so much.
Only book that has made me weep.
The
Only
last
book
one?
in existence. Yeah, A Memory of Light.
A few books, Where the Red Fern Grows made me cry like a baby, and The Time Traveler's Wife made me weep like a child. But it's going to be a sad day when it finishes. Sad day.
But now we're getting started on Brandon Sanderson's his equivalent to the Wheel of Time series.
Yeah.
Is the Stormlight Archive. The second book comes out tomorrow or the day after.
Yeah. Sanderson's the new it thing in fantasy,
Yeah, the man, he's good.
and he's really good. Yeah.
So-
Do you read any fantasy, Dave?
I don't read at all.
You don't read at all?
I can't.
You have a library book on your coffee table right now.
I read a chapter. Yeah,
It's
I
for
read
looks.
a chapter. I like books with pictures.
Yeah.
And that's actually not a joke. I really do like books
Manga?
with pictures. I haven't read a lot of manga recently. Comics. I haven't read a lot of comics recently either.
Yeah.
You own a lot of them, though.
Yeah, I do. Since TADPOG started, it's pretty much been just playing games.
Yeah. Are you okay with that? Like,
I wasn't at first.
Yeah.
I wasn't at first because I was used to playing like you play, where it's like I find a game and I dedicate a shitload of time to that. But now it's changed to where you just play what we have to play to talk about.
do you find yourself enjoying games more or less?
Less.
That's sad.
We haven't played a lot of good games.
Yeah, we play a lot of shitty games.
I know. A lot of shitty games.
So,
Because I don't feel like, I don't know, playing through Tadpog, do you feel like there's been anything that you feel like, all right, this game is something I absolutely missed,
Yeah,
and it
a
would have
few.
been on par with all the games that I remembered, the iconic games as a kid?
a few. There have been a few.
Now, I wanted to ask you guys that question. So, like, of the games that you've done for the list, like, could you name just a couple each of the ones that have kind of made it to the upper echelon of these are games that are in my... So, okay, so we'll do it and tweak it in terms that have made it into your 108 games.
108 games?
Yeah.
I know Super Bomberman for me, definitely.
But you'd already played that, Tyler, right?
I had never played
Oh, you
Bomberman
hadn't?
before
Okay.
Tadpog.
I had played it, but it was one of those games that I felt like got better because now I can play it with 3 friends and swear and not worry about, getting slapped.
Yeah. So, Super Bomberman.
I'd say that's a series that I'd also have to add to the list because I didn't experience it at all, and I really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Same thing for Soul Blazer.
I was just about to say Soul Blazer because I had
Okay.
never played it before.
I would have loved. I can't wait for us to play Terranigma and just complete that whole spiritual trilogy.
The one thing I hate about it is that it's since it's an RPG and this is a weekly show, you have to cram it in. You know what I mean? It's not, you can't savor it. You can't like linger on it and really truly enjoy it. I would like to, but the thing about Soul Blazer is there's not a whole lot of
That's true.
deep story. So maybe it works better for this format.
Super Bomberman and that. Okay.
Soul Blazer. Anything else I think that was just really hit me as good? I enjoyed Shadowrun. It introduced me to a world I can appreciate story wise.
The story of that's really cool. Yeah.
There's other games I'm sure I just can't remember right now.
Sparkster.
Sparks are better than Evo. Better than Evo. I'm kind of in a dark place right now because of Evo, Search for Eden.
Okay.
I haven't come off that funk yet.
Yeah. I haven't listened to that episode yet. So,
Oh, boy.
Because it hasn't come out officially yet. But
Right. well, by the time anyone listens to this, it will.
Right.
It will have just come out. Yeah.
We time travel a lot. That part is really fun.
yeah, that was one of my big questions. Is like how has this changed gaming for you, and has it changed it for the better? Like, I mean, Tyler, you love games. Like, it has been an important part of your life for all your life, but especially I feel like in the past.
Because I didn't have music or anything like that, and I didn't anything dangerous recreationally. Like I never drank anything else through high school. We were just gamers.
Yeah.
So, and console gamers at that. Like I wish I would have had like an Apple II or shit when I was little. I feel like I missed. That's a section I missed and wish I would have had. But yeah, that's been.
So do you enjoy games more or less now? The ones that you're playing, like.
I'm appreciative. I guess maybe I'm more appreciative because now I didn't realize good games were as rare as they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now it's like I realize, like, man, those gems are really few and far between. What floated to the top, it was just critically acclaimed, but there's so much muck underneath, and it's really rare to dig through all that and find something good.
Yeah, and I guess that's why Other Ship Mondays is so important to you guys.
Yeah.
Because it allows you to kind of
Talk about
exercise
things that we like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, this podcast would go nowhere if you guys kind of just got bogged down in the shit.
I feel like we'd be okay to just shit on everything.
I know, but that means that you're playing nothing but bad games. That would ruin it for me after a while.
We're supposed to be interviewing you, right?
Sorry, yeah.
You asked some like really good questions.
Sorry.
but I feel bad because we're supposed to be.
This is an
asking
interview special,
when
right?
when it comes time for the end of the IGN list, when it comes time for our interviews, then
Yeah.
you can conduct our interviews.
Okay, no, I'd love to do that. Yeah, well, just listen to these. Like there's so many times where I just have questions for you guys. And now that I'm trying to reclaim super fandom, you'll be getting phone calls about like this.
I don't believe
Good.
it. I don't believe it.
I know you don't. It's gonna happen.
No, it'll happen like Tron for like two weeks, and then it'll stop.
We'll see.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. What else you got?
How big are you on comic books?
You know, I never really read comic books growing up. I always loved X-Men, the cartoon series. I loved Batman, the cartoon series. So, like, that is really where kind of my love of superheroes go. I mean, you'd be just amazed at how much of my life now is talking about comic books because of the work I'm in. Like, and I have a group of guys that like comic books are something they're into hardcore, and so I literally have an in-depth conversation about comic books every day. And so my appreciation has grown quite a bit, and kind of the Marvel versus DC and stuff like that. Ninja Turtles was another big one when I was young, and so like
the reboot's been really good. I think the IGN comic.
I need to try it, and I think I'd like comic books more now than I would have then. Being a fantasy reader, like I loved trilogies, like, and I read really fast, and so humble brag. So I feel like I just go through them too fast, and to buy a graphic novel, it's going to cost me $25,
so
and
expensive,
I'm going to be done with it in about an hour.
That's how it was when I got loaned the Mass Effect graphic novels. Like I'd read one on the toilet, like a whole thick one, and just be like, okay,
all right. My legs are asleep. It's time to be done with this. Yeah, my favorite. I was kind of a douchey little kid. Like I always liked
kid.
Yeah, and adult. But like my favorite X-Man, Cyclops. I always loved the leader of
Leonardo was your favorite turtle.
Leonardo was my favorite turtle. And
Blake, what are you
I know,
doing? What are you doing to me?
And now I'm like, oh God, you like the worst. Oh God, there were so many better people to like. Like, you didn't like Wolverine. I was like, no, fuck Wolverine. Give me Cyclops. Oh, terrible.
Could be worse.
I suppose.
Could be worse.
I suppose.
Hey man, fuck both of them. Give me some Shatterstar. Give me Captain Britain. Yeah,
There's nothing wrong with Captain Britain. He's great.
So yeah, my son is into superheroes right now.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm pretty cool with that. Like,
Who's he like?
Hulk.
Yeah.
He loves the Hulk. I think it's because
He and Josh Nance get along really well.
Iron Man. He's into Iron Man. Although we were at the park the other day, and this little kid kept like shooting him with Iron Man lasers out of his hands, and my son was like, "Why is he doing this?" Like, Dad, make him stop. And the kid's like, "Pew pew." My son's like, ugh. He's such a douchebag. So,
And then you blasted that kid with your optic blast.
Yeah.
Game over.
we played X-Men on the playground a lot. Oh God, we were the worst though, because we always made the poor kid be Magneto. And we would just beat
I
the
thought you were talking about you and your son.
No.
You
Sorry.
go X on the playground and find a poor kid and beat him up.
No, this was when I was little. Like, Shane was always.
It's got to be a shame.
Yeah.
It's got to be a shame.
I think we might have talked about
We
this.
did just a little bit on
Right,
on Blackthorne. Which I actually, since we recorded that episode, I've met a Shane who's very nice.
Don't
He doesn't listen. He doesn't listen to the show, so I'm not just saying that. But
What's his last name?
I'm not giving out his full name.
I'm gonna go talk to him.
We reserve that for people we don't like.
Let's look at his Facebook. I bet he's a douchebag. Does he have kids?
Yeah.
I bet he beats them.
I'll ask him. I'll ask him who his favorite X-Man is.
Okay.
At work.
a good
I'll
test.
ask him.
Yeah. We'll know. Yeah.
Right.
The worst.
Blake, we usually ask, what do you think your D&D alignment, class, and maybe race are?
This one's hard. I mean, I think since I'm a priest, I have to have a little cleric in me, right? I think that's true. I really love competition. I'm super competitive. I like to win.
Cleric of Cord.
Yep.
Yeah, so,
just be a cleric with a competition domain.
Yeah, okay. So that, I don't know. I would say bard or something like that, but I don't like performing at all. I don't sing. I don't play.
What part of bard makes you think you fit in with that?
Charisma based.
Look, cleric. You're still
Yeah, I
you're
guess
still
that's
good.
true. I guess
you're
that's
still
true.
good.
So some combo of that. I mean, I'm not really a fighter.
You're more of a lover.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm a stealth-based character necessarily. So some combo of that. Some cleric, maybe some bard in there. I don't know.
Okay.
What do y'all think? What do you think, Tyler?
I think.
No, hold on, Dave. I think Tyler has a pretty clear idea, and I think I probably know what it is. What do you think, Dave?
As far as class goes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think it's right?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
I think that's perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, for the 10 times we've met each other, yeah. But I feel like out of those 10 times, I know you pretty well.
Got a pretty good sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen plenty of people yell at you.
Nobody likes the bard.
Alignment, race, you going to touch any of that?
Oh, alignment. Good. And I mean, I guess chaotic. I do like to start shit with people. One of my favorite things to do in this world is start a fight between a couple.
Your mistborn power would definitely be rioting.
Okay, yeah.
So inciting inflaming the emotions of others.
Yeah, but here's the
Maybe
thing,
that's
like,
where the bard kicks in.
maybe so.
Yeah, there
okay.
you go.
Like, I would say I'm a pretty well-liked person despite the fact that I like to needle and push people. So maybe the charisma is even, like, I feel like I have a pretty good diplomacy check. Like, really good, actually.
So you're still married. Yeah. I've seen you push Lord Beth's buttons.
Yeah.
So.
And she's way hotter than me. So what do you think, Tyler?
I think you nailed it. I think you're a chaotic good bard cleric.
Yeah.
Race, what do you think?
Human. Kind of a jack of all trades. Like, I can do most things. I can do nothing great, but I can do most things well. I don't really fail at things very often, so probably human. Yeah.
You're not physically strong, but I think personality-wise,
I'll beat your ass right now,
bro.
motherfucker.
Sorry, bro.
Do you even lift, bro?
You're not exactly tall, but I would.
I'm a Marine.
I think you might be a Goliath.
That was my first character.
Because they have the
Uber
real
competition.
competitive urge, and they're always playing something or keeping tally of something, and always trying to strive to be the best at something over somebody else.
Yeah. I mean, I played my first D&D character pretty close to my own personality.
Most people do.
Yeah,
Most
yeah,
people
yeah.
do. You played your personality without any societal constraints because your strength score was so high you didn't have to in D&D.
It was so high. Oh, God, it was so high.
What was it?
In the well above the 50s. by the time I
Holy
hit
shit.
20.
He was dishing out 12,000 points of damage in a round. It was
Tyler's bosses fell.
I couldn't
in
keep,
a single turn.
I couldn't keep up with it.
I broke it. I broke that game so hard. I broke that fucking game so hard, and I loved it until the end.
Meg is behind us on the couch and just grimacing, thinking about Blake's character because she played in that game.
I think she's crying. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, it wasn't fun after a while, but in some ways it was.
So how many women have you slept with?
I mean, my wife, at least.
That's a really good answer. That's a good answer.
So let's go with at least one.
That's a safe. I like that.
Let's definitely at least one.
So let's call it one.
Okay.
Let's call it one.
If you guys want to make that claim.
All right.
Yeah, I'll make that claim. How would you make Tadpog better?
More Blake.
For me all the time. I think there's a couple ways. I really love it when you guys get into the motivation behind games. When you talk more about kind of how the game is as a whole, as opposed to kind of how the game was bad or good. And I think that's why I enjoy the episodes like Rogue Legacy and Hotline Miami. Like Hotline Miami, you took the game and you broke it down and you're like, here's the story. I really love, Dave, what you had to say about how Rooster Guy died in the fight, spoilers, with the biker guy. And like, that's actually what happened. And the biker guy's story is actually the real continuation of the story. Like, that really kind of broke the game open for me and kind of changed it. And so that's what I really love. I've listened to gaming podcasts for a long, long time now. I listened to One Up for a long time when they were together, and they had a great podcast for a long time.
Yes, it did.
And they really talked about the motivations behind the game construction, which is hard in SNES games sometimes because they don't have those motivations. But I really love that. Sometimes when you guys are playing a game, I don't know what the game plays like. Like, I don't know, you say side scroller, but I have no concept of what it looks like. And so if I had a better idea of what the game actually like physically played like, I think I might be able to visualize a little bit better. So I feel like sometimes you guys get so excited about talking about certain aspects that you jump ahead, and then I kind of get lost.
We get a few people who terms that we assume that we know that we
Right.
are super familiar with.
Sure.
We just we'll barrel over that, just kind of assume. Like Dennis asked us, what the that was a crafting system.
What's a JRPG?
Yeah.
Sure. Even more than that, though, because within any JRPG, you could the game could look vastly different. And so, yeah, like, are you wandering around a top-down world, and then when it goes to actual fights, is it side by side? Where what do the menus look like? How do you pick and choose what you do in a game? Stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, that would help me personally. And then some of your guests, I wish they'd talk more. Like some.
who? Let's call them out.
Okay, sure. So the one episode, Zombies Ate My Neighbors with Kyle. Like, Kyle's a super smart guy and like really knows his shit when it comes to video games. And I wanted him to talk more. I wanted him to kind of get into it with you guys a little more. Because I think there was the things he said was good, and he really knew his stuff when it came to that game. And I've experienced that in everything Kyle's done, whether it be Magic or whatever.
Yeah, he's mastered Magic the Gathering.
Right, and
to
so
a
I want
ridiculous level.
I want to pull out his knowledge and his kind of what he's good at even more. So yeah, and probably Josh a little more too. Like,
Yeah.
I want to hear a little bit more from Josh, and then a little less from Jacob. Jake is one of my favorite guest hosts, though. So I feel like he gets into the motivations behind games because of who he is really well. And
Nice
so,
diplomacy check.
see, that's what I'm fucking talking about.
Because he was probably like, that guy, oh yeah, I do that. Yeah.
And then I was really happy when most of the phone calls got taken out.
You mentioned that, I think, in the Super Mario Brothers 3 episode.
Some of them are really good, but some of them I'm like, I'll probably just start a new episode as opposed to listening to all this because it's a bit rambly. But that's the nature of
There's
phone
two
calls.
camps.
Yeah,
There's two
sure.
camps. There's the phone call camp and there's the non-phone call camp.
Yeah, but at the same time, you have to figure out a way to incorporate your listeners into a community, and that's super important. And that's probably one of the biggest things you guys have incorporated to grow that community is incorporating them into the show. Everyone likes to hear themselves on a podcast, so
Plus, it's fun.
yeah.
I mean, I like the calls that ask questions and we can interact with and kind of get to know our listeners better as well.
Yeah. So phone callers, just ask more questions. Like try and pull out what these guys are doing and why we love it more. I think that's something I'm going to try and commit myself to as a listener is to incorporate phone calls and stuff that gets at the things I love about this podcast. So yeah.
Another good diplomacy check.
I mean, I've listened.
I like you more.
I've listened to a lot of podcasts, and I'm a pretty big critic, I say, but a lot of what you guys do is really good, and you really love games, and so I want to know why you love it, which is why some of the bad episodes are hard to listen to sometimes because you know that a real shitstorm's coming.
Don't listen to Evo.
It's gonna get, but that's gonna get better as the games get better.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's what I'd say about making it better.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Do you have a side in the console wars?
Yeah, I have. I got the first Xbox, the day and date it came out. I got the second Xbox, the day and date it came out. And I got the third I got Xbox One at Christmas. I couldn't buy it myself and I wasn't going to wait in line, but my mom bought it for me. Haven't played it at all.
No.
Well, I mean, the launch titles
Yeah.
are just not that great. I bought Call of Duty because it was the one shooter, and I really love first-person shooters, although I'm not really into the military first-person shooters. Halo has been my jam since Halo 1. And so, yeah, there's just not a whole lot for me to play on it. I really love the integration. I can be sitting on my couch, or I can walk in the door of my house, and the Kinect recognizes my face, pops up, "Hi, Joshua," and then I just
I guess because we call you Blake, but that's
my
your middle
first name's
name.
Joshua.
I'm
Yeah.
about to say, and you're like, fuck you, Xbox.
Yeah, you don't even
I'm
know me.
Blake.
No, so I walk in and then I can say, Xbox, turn on the TV. TV pops on, Xbox, watch ESPN. And while I'm taking off my backpack, and it just does all of that. Like, that's really cool.
That is cool. Especially
Why is the Wii U not selling?
Yeah. But for the same reason that all your Wii's collected dust for so long.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and then that's just Xbox has just been part of my gaming identity for a long time, and so it could have been total trash. They could have done exactly what they tried to do, and I probably still would have bought it. I'm a fanboy when it comes to that.
Okay.
And I'm admittedly so. PS4, you guys are pricks. But seriously, douchebags. I'm just kidding.
We don't have.
Yeah, I'm not a gamer. I don't own any of the current gen consoles.
You cannot say that.
I have a 3DS and I PC game a lot.
I know. Yeah, I PC game a lot. I just built a new computer, so PC gaming is increasingly taking over a bigger sector of what I do.
I think I like frugality more than a new console. I'm totally waiting to see what games come out and waiting for a price drop.
Yeah.
And then I'll pounce.
I trust Microsoft will have a good slate of games eventually, though.
I also think that, I'm hoping that we'll see more PC games that are ported to consoles and instead of vice versa.
Yeah, I mean, Diablo 3 did that, and I think it went really well, and I think that'll continue. I think that actually the Xbox 360 version of Diablo 3 has met more positive reaction than the PC version did.
Yeah, and I'm surprised.
Diablo 3 just released the new patch with a lot of the new stuff.
Yeah, the loot patch.
A lot of new stuff that'll be incorporated into the next thing. So I'm interested to see that. But yeah, so Xbox One, baby.
Good deal.
Yeah.
So we're a little over an hour now. Do we want to go a little more over, or do we want to how we want to play it?
We got calls. We didn't do last Monday.
Dave, did you have any questions for me? I was curious.
I've got 2 questions for you.
Where do you get off?
How dare you?
3 questions for you. First question: what is your favorite hot and ready pizza?
Definitely pepperoni.
Okay.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, that's my favorite pizza everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 2, do you have a game that you would recommend to our listeners to play? Something maybe they haven't just picked up on their own?
Yeah, like I said, I play a lot of shitty games that react well to my addictive personality. Probably the game I've had the most fun with is XCOM.
Yeah.
I really find myself loving turn-based games.
Which, any XCOM in particular, or just a series?
Enemy Within.
Okay.
Yeah, the newest one, I guess. If you like turn-based games and you like... I mean, that's really all you have to do. Kind of Space Marine, although it's all on Earth, but it's fighting aliens. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you can incorporate, you lead a squad, and you have to strategically place yourself. You upgrade as you go throughout the game. There's lots of micro and macro interaction. So micro, you're leading a squad. Macro, you really have to do your research. You have to gather money. You have to keep countries from freaking out by doing squad-based stuff in their territory. You have to deploy satellites to kind of control the panic on Earth, and so there's just a lot of different nuances. So like if you like that kind of thing at all, if you like turn-based games, XCOM Enemy Within was really, really good.
Have you played Civilization 5?
Yeah, and I don't like. I mean, okay. I will play Civilization 5 for like 6 hours on accident. And so
easily.
Yeah, there's just it's a little too huge for me.
Well, because you were talking about having an addictive personality.
Right.
I do as well.
Yeah.
So that's why I was curious about Civ 5, because that's the game I can sit down. I have sat down and played that game for 15 hours.
Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah. And it was actually worse for me for like Civ 2. And yeah. But I mean, Tyler's mentioned this before. All I do is destroy people. I don't know diplomacy.
Oh, really?
Nothing. I just try and barrel my way through a game. It's hard with the newer games.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. Just curious if you had any questions.
That's all I got. Some people called us. Do we have time?
Yeah.
Oh, I love phone calls
Okay.
too.
Okay, good. Yeah, we saved them for you, Blake.
Yeah. How honest would you like me to be with phone calls?
100%.
Ooh. Get ready for this.
Get ready for some truth bombs.
I'll be nice. I'll be nice.
Yeah, just be 100% honest and then make that diplomacy check.
Ooh. Some of these people I don't know well enough to make the diplomacy check.
Manipulate?
Yeah. Yeah, I need to be able to see your face to emotionally manipulate you.
All right, here we go. First call.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Lord Mike. Exalted. I'm sorry. God, I'm going to have to cuss myself out. Exalted Lord Mike of Purdue here with this week's Would You Rather.
One of my
Got
favorites.
a weather related. Would you rather be extremely cold or extremely hot?
Deep.
I don't know about all the other TADPOG Nation listeners, but in our neck of the woods right now, the weather sucks.
Mm-hmm.
It's cold, it's snowing, and it's ice. And I've always said that I would much rather be cold because you can put on layers and warm up. But right now, I prefer the heat. I know that it's very indecisive, and I apologize in advance. Any other time, I would rather be cold, except when it's negative anything degrees, and then it sucks. Yeah, so love to hear what you guys have to say.
You all right? Should I pause it, Blake?
Up with something good on Twitter. Went ahead and used the one that you had. The guy's name is Michael Winslow.
Yes.
If everybody would like to tweet him. He is the police academy guy who does all the kooky, crazy noises. And so a message has been sent to him. Maybe he will respond. Maybe we'll finally get a phone call.
I hope so.
Damn it. We'll keep trying.
Daisy Fuentes.
Anyways, keep up the good work.
Please don't.
I'm going to
Please
go
don't bother Daisy
navigate
Fuentes.
the roads and try not to run into a ditch. Talk to you guys later. Peace.
Thank you, Exalted Lord Mike.
Yes, thank you very much. Sorry, we haven't been playing a lot of calls recently, so kind of I have to be honest. I've kind of missed hearing from Exalted Lord Mike. Blake, why were you laughing?
That was the worst. Would you rather? Would you rather be left-handed or right-handed?
Well, left-handed, that's easy. That's easy.
So is this one.
That's my favorite thing about myself is that I'm left-handed.
No, some of his would you rather's are great. This was shitty.
How many beards?
You really phoned it in there, Lord Mike.
Literally.
Exalted Lord Mike.
Lord Mike.
I have an answer.
Yeah, everyone does.
My answer is I'd rather be extremely hot. And that is because I want to tell a lame joke about if my wife leaves me, I won't have a problem finding another woman. So you're welcome for that. Thanks for the setup, Exalted Lord Mike. I appreciate it.
No, Tyler's
Cold.
answer is clear.
Cold. I don't like being room temperature. I always like being at least a little chilly all the time. All of the time. I like it being like absolutely freezing in my room when I go to bed.
What's your
Like,
ideal temperature?
50 degrees.
Okay.
When I'm going to bed. When I'm just like hanging out, 60 degrees.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I was at Tyler's house a couple nights ago, and like I think he looked over at me, and like I had like wedged myself in between the couch cushions because it was so fucking cold at his house.
Meg was out of town, so
There was no one to take
then
care of me.
all bets
And
are off.
My lips were blue, like it was starting to get dark. It was freaking cold. At night, not a problem. I can snuggle up my blankets, my body pillow.
Your waifu?
Yeah, I have one of those pregnancy body pillows that I cart around with me everywhere I go. Hot or cold? I'd rather be hot.
Put some effort into this, Blake.
I'm sorry. Well, here, let's break it down.
Okay.
No, I don't care. I'd rather be hot.
I love how you said that. I want that, like, I'm going to set that as a ringtone for, like, the 0 times you call me. I can hear that.
it blew his mind when I called him the other day. He's like, "You never call me. What's wrong?"
Whenever you call me, I pick up because I figure you're, like, dying.
Yeah, you need something.
Like, you're calling and you're like, I'm being eaten by, I don't know.
Yep. No. So yeah, come on, Exalted Lord Mike. Like, put some thought into it. If you're gonna spend the time to make a phone call, then let's do something interesting.
You want a Sophie's Choice. That's what you want Lord Mike to come at us with.
Choice?
Yep.
I don't know.
Not familiar?
I don't know what that means.
No?
Tyler?
It's the movie I think Meryl Streep, right, where she has to choose to kill. Here, I'm not a movie guy, but
Spoilers.
she has to choose between killing one of her children.
Yeah, sure.
So it's like the worst decision. Like there's no
yeah.
I think that's what you probably want out of a would you rather.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm working on building a magic deck that is built around Sophie's Choice.
Cool.
It's very dark. It's very dark. Most parents don't like it because there's no winning. There's no right choice.
Well, they don't want to admit there's a right choice. There's always a little bit of a right choice.
We all have a favorite, don't
Yeah.
we?
Neither of you guys have children.
Hey, I got cats, Blake. What are you talking about?
That's true.
You know you and your brother be going down.
It's
your sister.
My parents love my sister.
Even if they'll have to kill one of you, they're killing you and your brother.
Yeah. You have to choose between the boys or the girl. See ya. Next phone call.
We got another call.
Can't wait.
Hey guys, it's Chandra Martinez again.
It's a girl.
So I just finished listening to the Harvest Moon episode, and I've played, the only Harvest Moon I ever played was the version that's on the Game Boy, on the Game Boy Advance. And I remember playing it as a kid and just thinking, oh, I love this game. And I got really far, and I was just so good at it. And, eventually lost my Game Boy. Life happened. Well, this past Christmas, Archive is Cute Butt got me
One of my
the
favorite
2DS.
games.
So I went ahead and downloaded the Virtual Console version of the Harvest Moon Game Boy version. And I started playing it, and boy, I was apparently very entertained as a child. That game is boring. So I totally agree with, like, there's parts of it that you're like, oh, it's fun and cool. And then there's the slogging and the planning out, because I went on a guide and I'm like, I totally forgot how I got the golden sickle or the golden something as a kid.
Shower.
And decided to look on GameFAQs, and I'm like, oh, I've already messed up the game, so I'm already going to get a game over because I didn't plan out my crops right. But, yeah, so it's a fun-ish game. I don't know. I haven't played any of the other Harvest Moon series, but now you guys are talking about it, I want to go back and maybe look at the one for the 3DS.
Don't do it.
Why?
Maybe
You just said you hated the game.
I mean, you have to
Don't
if
do
it's
it.
gotten this popular, right?
Nope.
Right?
Nope.
Also, Mass
I mean, look at the Mario series. Am I right?
Series ever. Totally romance Garrus. I want some alien bukkake.
I miss the lead up to that.
Anyway, keep up the good work, guys, and I'll keep retweeting and listening. Yeah, bye.
Thank you, Chandra.
Yes, thank you.
She, in Mass Effect, she romanced Garrus
Oh, okay.
because she wanted some alien bukkake.
I got you. Do you guys know Chandra?
No.
Personally?
No.
Those are my favorites.
She had to,
Like-
when we went to Nashville, she had to work, so we didn't get to meet her.
Okay, but she's just someone who picked it up and just likes podcasts. Those always like that's how you know you hit the big time when someone you have no idea who they are calls in and says you guys are doing great.
Love it.
Yeah, because all your friends have to say that.
Right.
Well, clearly they don't have to, Blake.
I like the podcast a lot.
He gave us all kinds of compliments. And that
Now it's the diplomacy check.
That
We have
worries
to,
me.
but we also want.
I've seen behind the curtain, Oz. I know what's going on.
Okay.
And he's like, oh shit.
Yeah, but
Shit.
Chandra, why would I mean? This is true in life. Why do something you don't enjoy? Like, yeah, no, you don't have to chase that rabbit because you just said there are parts of the game you liked and the rest was blah. Then just don't do it.
I wouldn't.
These guys do a podcast. They have to play these shitty games. You get to do whatever you want. Do that instead.
Be free.
Yeah, let them play. Let them bear this burden for you.
Unless you want to start Harvest Mooncast, in which case, yeah.
Go for it.
You're going to need to play these shitty games.
Yeah. Sorry. That's the way it works.
No.
Harvest Mooncast can't work any other way.
I would, if Chandra, I would say if you really want to give another one a go, do your research for whatever people think is the best one, and then play that one and see how you feel about it in comparison to how you used to feel. And if it's still not any good, forever done.
N64 version is what everyone on Reddit says is the best.
Yeah.
So
I mean, there are so many games you know are good out there that you are wanting to play. Play those.
I mean, you got a point. I mean, with Final Fantasy 11, I mean, really, I guess now maybe sort of it's my karmic gaming retribution from being stuck in Final Fantasy 11 for so long and missing out on so many games. Now I'm going through the IGN Top 100 just like, here's a gamut of just shit, and once you get through this, then you'll find some gold. This is for losing yourself to Final Fantasy 11 for so many
penance.
years.
Let
Yeah.
these guys do the mining, play the gold nuggets.
Yeah.
Everything else, let it fall by the wayside. I mean, that's just my take. But who am I? I'm just.
You're a lovely person.
Yeah.
That's who you are.
Thank you. Oh my god.
You're my best friend that I've met 147 times.
we got another call.
Oh, good.
I think we'll all recognize this guy. Curious to hear what you have to say, Blake.
Hello, Tadpog. It is your constant cringing listener, Jacob. I wanted to give you guys a call and weigh in. I know that I'm a little bit late, but I wanted to weigh in on the Spice Girls controversy. The answer is Posh is the most attractive, and Baby, to me, is the one that is the most sexually interesting.
Jerkable.
I mean,
Say
you
it,
know,
jerkable.
Let's take that out of
40.
context.
Yeah. I like a fit
Baby
girl,
is
don't
the
get me
most-
wrong, but come on. With Victoria Beckham in there, in the mix, you gotta be kidding me.
Can't compete with Victoria Beckham. I'm telling you, it's Posh Spice all the way.
I can't argue that she is the prettiest. She is the most attractive.
Yep.
Like classically, like
Classically pretty, but whenever I'm going to Jerktown, then
You don't want pretty.
well,
Tyler doesn't.
I
That's
don't.
true.
I don't.
I do.
Give me trashy and curvy. So pretty is nice, but she's
Not
like
a
a model.
requirement?
She's like a model.
Yeah.
That's what she's pretty to look at.
Yes.
But nah, like
Her
I
husband's prettier
I
than
want
she is.
I want curves. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And I'm
No?
not just saying that as like
Name
I'm a man and not attracted to
Name a
men.
man that's more beautiful than him.
Well, there's Jacob York of wolf fighting fame.
Okay.
Have you met him?
I've been chest to chest. I've been pressed up against that big beautiful man. He's almost made me pass out from a headlock.
That's the power of his magnetism.
You've dodged the question.
And that was the first time you met him.
Yeah, that was. No, who's more attractive?
I don't really have an answer. I
Okay,
guess.
then fuck you. Like either nut up or shut up.
But I don't lay in bed at night and think about this shit.
I call bullshit again.
Because Blake does. You'd lay in bed. Who's the prettiest boy? Besides me, who's the prettiest boy?
I don't have an answer. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I can work on it. I
I would like you to.
He'll text you.
work on it.
He'll text you in a few weeks.
No,
I can announce it on the show.
I wanna hear it on the
Yeah,
show.
I'll announce it on the
Tyler,
show.
do you have someone? Do you have a man crush?
My man crush for years
Oh.
was David Boreanaz.
Okay.
Well, you didn't say man crush. You just said more attractive.
I mean, what? Just to you. It doesn't have to be like
Bailey J.
But Bailey J, that's cheating. Bailey J's cheating. I'll have a good answer. I'll think on it. All right. I'll have a good answer.
Just answer this.
Uh-huh.
What type of guy is it? Like, are you more into like manly men? Do you want
Nah.
someone who's like more clean cut? Do you want slender? Do you want muscly? Like what are you into, Dave?
Beards.
A big dick, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that what you're looking
That
for?
comes with a lot of problems.
I mean, like,
so I've heard.
I mean, like the bigger the better, right?
I don't know.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, you can speak from experience, right, Blake?
No comment. I might have parishioners listening.
Tyler asked how many women you slept with.
That's true. And I said at least one.
He worded that really, really choicely.
That's true.
Dodge that bullet. Yeah, let me think on it. All right, I'll give you some really good answers. In a really early episode, we gave our top 5. So maybe we should do that for
Top
men.
5 men.
Yeah,
Balance it out. Balance the
Yeah.
scales.
Okay. Awesome.
that's it, man. That's all the people called.
That's it. Well, that's it for the Blake Woods, Oathbreaker Blake Woods interview special.
It's been a long one.
Yeah.
It's been long. I feel like you said a lot of interesting things though.
Yeah. Kind of all over the
It was
place.
good.
But
No,
that's just the
I'm
nature
happy
of the
with it.
beast.
I'm happy with it.
Good.
Thanks for listening, everybody. You can find the show on iTunes or Stitcher. So you don't mix the next episode. We'll be talking about, I'm not sure.
We'll figure it out.
Yep.
Don't worry about it. We got this under control.
While you're there, don't forget to subscribe, give the show a 5-star rating, write a review. Good things happen. You get our attention for anything you want to see happening on the show.
Yep.
That's it.
All right, guys. Like Tyler said, we will be back probably next week. Who knows? In the meantime, if you can't get enough Tadpog goodness, you can always find the show notes at tadpog.com. There's probably going to be less pornography links than usual since we want Blake to keep his job.
Appreciate it.
Now, I'm not going to make any promises. I'm just saying probably going to be less pornography.
It'll be a lot of redirects to the Westboro Baptist Church. And a lot of
Oh,
those.
yeah.
We love them.
Yeah.
Episcopal Church.
I bet.
Yeah.
I mean, because you guys, the Episcopal Church, is known for protesting everything, right?
Oh, man.
Oh wait, no,
man.
no.
Well, that's the other guy.
No, we love the gays. Yeah, no, we love them. That's it. I was just saying, we love them.
I'm just going to stay silent and see how long you let that linger. A good amount of time.
Yeah, fair amount of time.
You can also find us on Facebook. We're at facebook.com/tadpog. There's a lot of cool people doing a lot of cool shit, posting all kinds of stuff. I mean, you name it, maybe it's been on there. I don't know. Probably not. I mean, let's face it. There's only there's less than 200 of us. So
Soon to be a million
soon to be a million.
within a year.
If you keep your promise, it's going to be a thriving community.
Consider it done.
If it doesn't happen,
If we can get to half of Khloe Kardashian, that's going to be great.
you can also find us on Twitter. We're at underscore. No. God, I just gave up. That's the moment I gave up on the episode.
Phone it in, Dave. Just phone it in.
You can also find us on Twitter at tadpog_podcast. My favorite part of that is the underscore. I don't know why.
It's so good.
I mean, really.
It's I'd bone that underscore.
It's two good words in one. Twitter community is strong, thriving. I love you guys. Thank you. You can call us You can call us if you want. Blake will fast forward through it, but Tyler and I will listen to it. We might play it on the show.
I'm not going to fast forward anymore. I want to see if the callers step up their game.
Okay. All right. So you're going to be fast forwarding in like 2 months.
We'll see.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
You can always call us at 270-883-2555. Operators, they're just standing by. They're ready to take your pledge. If you want to buy spaceships in a Facebook game. Blake.
Yes.
You answered this last week. And by that, I mean an hour and a half ago.
Right.
But we ask all guest hosts.
Yeah.
Our intro song is, what is it?
I loved how Brandon answered this.
Is this your reenactment?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Listen.
Banana dish? Banana dish?
No.
Moose.
So close.
Missile.
You were closer.
Moves.
Yeah, got it. By
Sycamore Drive. It's Moves by Sycamore Drive.
gave up on that joke.
I was waiting for the joke everybody usually makes, which is another name for a tree and another name for for drive. So.
The joke had ran its course. It's Moves by Sycamore Drive, and you can find that on tadpog.com. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
A link to that can be found where exactly at tadpog.com?
The show notes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, you can find that in the show notes.
All right. Well, until next time, Tropical Capricorn. Thanks for being on the show, by the way.
Do you remember that video?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I remember that video.